Welcome to the Sight Shift Podcast. We love helping leaders lead for impact, not validation. Hi, my name is Chris McAlister. From scrappy startups to $50 billion companies and everything in between, we help you navigate the challenges of leadership and the challenges of our day to find the way forward. For the next series in this podcast, we're going to be looking at what it means to bring the full impact of the human to bear on this most radical technology called AI, or artificial intelligence. I look forward to hearing from you and what you learn from this series. You can always find more at SightShift, S-I-G-H-T shift.com. Peace.
Well, welcome into the Sight Shift Podcast. Once again, everybody, he's Chris, I'm Mark. We're back for another episode around the latest book. The topic is AI. The title is The 3% Shift, The Human Edge in the Age of AI. If you don't have your copy, get your copy. It's available on Amazon, or you can go to 3% Shift, all words, 3percentshift.com, and follow along with us there. Okay, so we're midway through the series. We're moving into the third pillar of the model today. But before we do that, I have an interesting...
I feel a curveball.
So this is a bit of a curveball. So
can I say this real quick?
Sure.
We'll throw you off. Because I feel for people that listen to this, like on Spotify or whatever, and don't watch the video, because they miss the Illuminati signals we were just throwing with our hands. I'm kidding. Anyway.
Whatever that means.
This is how I keep myself entertained. But it's just for me.
Yes. Except we're on a mic and a camera here.
Yeah, except that.
Right. Okay, so here's the bit of the curveball. We had a listener ask us if we could elaborate just a little bit, and by we, I know it was directed at you, on the question that was posed in the last episode. Here was the question: if it takes time and experience and scars to develop the phrenesis, how do we take this generation that is caught in the trap of, in some respects, not needed anymore because AI can do it, but yet we still need the human phrenesis, discernment, understanding to be developed and take place? Take another run at that answer, because the listener was like, appreciate the question, give us a fuller answer.
And I had just texted the lighting department to pull the lights down.
Yeah.
To give this a lot of gravity. Take the glow
off of the domes here a little bit.
What's funny is, because it did go dark on the lighting, Mark just said before, like, we need the extra lighting because of the cloudiness. And then I'm like, yeah, it'll be okay. And it wasn't okay.
We don't look any better with or without.
The nature of our dynamic partnership, it'll be fine. No, Chris, we need to look out for this. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. I didn't know your mom listened to the show, and it's nice to know that we have a listener. No. So here's the thing. Like, I understand the question, and the question is solid. How do you get phrenesis without reps? You can't. You say, well, how are they going to get reps? Mm-hmm. They're not going to need them because that work isn't going to matter anymore. New things will matter. We don't know what those things are going to be yet. But like building a slide deck isn't going to matter.
Sure. Answering
an email, even the like early stage strategic thoughtfulness on things isn't going to matter. And like that's the hard part of really grasping this, that until you've played with the bleeding edges, we sound crazy. We just sound crazy. But last night I was interacting with my daughter, and I'm going to illustrate with where we're headed. Problem solving an issue. So she saw me, I pulled out the chat feature on an app for the AI I use. So it's not my sophisticated agent, because I don't want to burn tokens.
Right,
for her.
Too expensive.
Like, I got mine set on this like high-end thing, and I know the chat's on a lower one. She was really struck by how much it pushed against and cautioned. She was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, yours really does that, And she had all these one-liners that she was like, if it were another one, it would have been like, great thinking, M-dash, you've got this. Because people are posting now like, ate a bunch of nails, mm-hmm. You'll be okay. Mm-hmm. So we're playing with the edges, and what we're saying to you now, right now, and this has not yet hit the market, and it won't for a little bit more. But when this gets to the point that people can hit the easy button, the top 10 hardest math problems, OpenAI last week solved them. Not top 10, but something crazy. It was something crazy mathematically. And I was reading where a mathematician was commenting on this, going hey, this hasn't hit reality yet. People don't even know this occurred. This will. This is going to change everybody's lives, because it takes me days to get into the work on this and getting the theorems down and the proofs and getting all the context I need before I can even start working on it. And it just solved these things. And so that's why the imagine piece is first. We can't yet imagine how they're going to get the reps. We can't yet imagine the reps they need. And there are going to be people in the in-between of this that overlean on it for thinking, and they're not developing the reps themselves. That will fade away, because what will replace it will be people that learn how to put their energies into the things they really care about. But work is just going to look completely different. So the way I would pull back at this and look at it at the highest level, the most important rep you need is the rep of your thinking and noticing your thinking. It's to notice, there's a mental mechanism that kicks in, and most people don't even realize it. Boom, you're inspired to take an action because you feel a feeling that your mind is generating a thought. Now, in our language, that thought comes out of an insecure identity when you're under pressure. Mm-hmm. So you're confused, and your motive is for your own validation, not impact. That is a tale as old as time. Learning to pay attention to your thinking, that's the most important rep. Learning what drives your thoughts, learning what drives your feelings. And there are people that, when I say thinking, they are oh, he's talking about reasoning. He's talking about analysis. No. I'm talking about raw consciousness that's happening when, boom, that thought hits your brain. Learning to notice that. That is always, always, always the quest of what it means to become this best human in terms of wisdom and phronesis. What those reps are going to look like, I can't say. But they're not going to be yesterday's reps. I don't have farming reps. What percentage of the human population in America was farmers in 1820 and 1902, right? It's a majority. Mm-hmm. And then by whatever time, it's 2 to 3%. So any phronesis I had around farming is wasted. So what I'm saying is we're still going to need it. We're going to have to get it. In the in-between, people are going to lean on this and get really stupid. It's going to do the thinking for them until whatever work looks like. Farming, industrial, office work, and now that's going away. What's going to be there? I don't know.
So maybe 2 layers of phronesis. There's the phronesis of the work itself, and that's what's changing. And there's the phronesis of the thinking.
Yes.
Which then you roll back to, it's the imagining at the beginning that then informs how you think what you think.
Yes, exactly. And for people that are concerned about this, and I think you should be, the timeless thing here is going to be, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn. Look at how powerful these AI tools will validate you. Well, that's timeless. Learn that. Be free of that. Most people aren't free in their minds. Be free of that so you can, imagine, start getting the reps where you want to get reps. Now, what I would say, and this is my own conjecture that could be way wrong. If I'm going to get reps, I'm going to get reps doing human things with human people. I shouldn't have to add human, but you get the point. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it for emphasis because that's what's going to be valuable. So what I'm telling my kids, 2 recent college graduates last year, 1 that'll graduate in 2 years, people are still going to need people to lead them. Learn those things. That's what's timeless. I don't know what's going to replace all this office work. Something will. Farming, factories, office work, blank. What's that going to be? You know, we wouldn't have even evolved into the office work like we did without the building of companies. And then you had lots of letters and secretaries and all that kind of stuff. But then Bill Gates got everybody in on that game because he was like, we're going to have a computer on every desk. And while he was eating babies or doing whatever on Epstein Island, it did take us into this whole new world of work. And that whole new world still matters to most of the people listening and watching this. It won't matter at some point. There's no way it can. There's no way it can. I mean, we might see people slow to the take on this, and it might not be a hard, abrupt shift into a new reality, but, and this is not a powerful enough metaphor to give it, but the farming machine has been invented now. And the farmer doesn't have to go pickaxe his own acreage.
Yep.
And you know, again, this is too weak of an equivalent. There's a big John Deere machine, and you're still going and digging out the rocks out of your field. Waste of time. I can't go back. I mean, that was why I did the YouTube live I did last week.
Yeah.
It's big.
Well, I'm wondering if this episode is...
Oh, we're making a change.
Yeah, because it feels to me like this could be a good bridge to the third pillar, which, you know, it's another Greek word. It's relationships. It's community. But I've got this tension in my mind right now, or maybe better said, you know, we're talking to that person that is caught in the in between.
Yeah.
And we feel that too, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
We're caught in the in-between. And the person that is wanting to lead people well.
Yeah.
To whom there is a team of people looking for direction, for guidance, for provision, and for meaning in the work, and for... employment, right? All of that. Like that, we're talking to that person as well. They want to do right by their people, so to speak.
And how do they do right by them right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
in this tension, and to your point, we might be a little bit early in confronting the tension, and we might be a little bit too exaggerated in where we think this is going to go. But we're not the only ones. You're not the only one that's seeing a future that's going to be extremely disruptive with a resolution that is not yet clear. So how do we help those that really want to help those and navigate this in between? I know that's a big question, but it might be a great bridge to the model element that's on the other side of this.
Yeah, I love that framing, and to narrate what Mark did, you know, Mark has some notes. He's prepared. He guides us on these episodes, and he just set his notes aside for those just listening. In other words, we're calling it audible and just staying in this tension point.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of ways to think about like the doing functions of a human. Obviously, the tradition we both value. There's this idea of like spiritual gifts. These are doing functions, right? You can take all kinds of assessments and learn the things you're good at. I can't imagine there's an assessment out there that's like, oh, you're good at email. You're good at slide decks. So you're looking at the bigger skill behind it, and you're trying to say, okay, what do people want to grow into? So even with my own kids, you know, I'm not like, hey, get really good at the right social media posting. Well, because AI can write that now really well, depending on inputs, outputs, like we've talked about in some of the earlier episodes. But like, what's the skill there? The skill is communicating. Are you communicating a vision of faith? Are you trying to coordinate some kind of information and where something is headed? Are you trying to develop a strategic thought or plan? You've got to find like what you're interested in. And this is as big as you want to imagine it. Howard Thurman, don't ask what the world needs, but ask what makes you feel alive. Who do you see yourself becoming in the future? How do you see yourself living a purpose and mission and transforming and adding value to other humans? Like, that's where you need to be imagining. And if you can imagine there, you're going to start drawing out skill sets that you want to get good at. And as you get good at those skill sets, then those skill sets are going to be needed in whatever shows up. So for me, early on, I wanted to get good at a skill set of communicating, of being able to do a talk and hold people's interest because I was told I was boring. How to move a room, how to shift, how to coach, how to facilitate, all the things that would represent what I do in a day. It's a stack of skills that probably are like 37 different skills that coalesce into 4 or 5 really big meta skills. Well, that's been driven by my interest. And so what a lot of people are going to struggle with is they were given career pathways. So they went to college and they were told to be good at these jobs, so go get these jobs. That world, the funeral hasn't occurred yet, but it is on life support. It has diabetes. We've already cut off 2 legs. This is, sorry. Like that, it may not be the world you wanted to grow up in, but we got to adjust to reality. The skills are what you're looking for. That's where you get the reps. And so you're wanting to sign up for, volunteer for, if you're the person wanting to grow, or if you're the leader trying to figure out the reps, you're always training people by everything you do. So you're teaching them not to pull for that first move, like we talk about in the book. How to really start to think strategically. You're teaching them how to cast a vision. You're teaching them how to build a plan. You're teaching them whatever. And the AI is going to support all that, but the reps they get based on what they care about is what's going to develop their discernment, taste, judgment, all these phrases people use today that are at the bleeding edge of this conversation. But the path is not going to change. I got to figure out what I want to get good at, and how I go get reps. Or if I'm the leader, I got to figure out what they want and then how to resource them to help them get good at it. The idea, though, that you're going to get a career and build a path and get a degree, there's just no way.
It's an interesting reframe of the AI conversation. And I know this isn't news to you, but it's not about the model. It's not about the prompt. It's not even about what the model can do for you per se. It's what you just said. The model has changed the way we work. Funeral hasn't happened yet. Life support is keeping it alive. But things have changed. Let me just bring in a couple of things, thread them together, and then you can react. One, read an article just today on AI music. We've been listening in bits and pieces to AI music for over a year now. Some of it's pretty good, right? But the theme of that article was, how can we continue to support the human and the human experience, such as a live concert, a live event, the human-to-human connection. There was a Seth Godin post from a couple of days ago in one of his daily blogs talking about creating organizations where humans want to work in that organization. The question, I actually refer to my notes here to get the question right. The question he said is, shouldn't be asking is, how few people can we get away with? His whole point is like, that's the wrong question. The question is better, like, how can we give people a place that they want to be a part of, want to work at? And so then that takes me to a conversation that you and I were in last week with with someone that we won't disclose here on the podcast, but is actually wrestling through organizational change as a result of AI, technological solutions as a result of AI, and carries a big heart for how to invest in their people, how to grow their people, and chase the big vision. Threading all of that together, you're in a room talking to that person and helping that person to understand where we are and what they can do to lead themselves and their organizations and others through this tumultuous time. What do you say? What do you give them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and who am I to critique Seth Godin, friend of the show, by the way? But I do critique it. I do think it's a great provocative way to word the moment right now that's on life support. But like that, it should always be the thing that let's make this a great place to work. To me, that tension point dissolves too quickly because it is the challenge and necessary function of leadership to create a compelling environment and do it as efficiently as possible. Mm-hmm. So it's like we should do it with the least amount of people possible. We should use AI as much as we can. We should be the most automated version we can be and AI-enabled versions of ourselves because that's where it's all going. I mean, so that's a done deal. We should make it a great place to work. I think a better way to say right now what we should be doing is like the healthiest workplace. Let's use the word institution because we'll apply this for you: family, marriage, everything. The role of an institution, poorly understood, is you come into this institution and you contribute to it and you sustain it and you keep it going. So to use Seth's question, we'll make it a great place for you to participate in, you know. Now, I think he'd probably agree with what I'm about to say next. Well, let's just get it more defined, more clear. The role of a great institution, workplace, family, marriage, whatever, this institution exists to help you as the individual become free and then contribute back to it. So in healthy parenting, we're raising you to release you. So we're helping you become the fullest, healthiest version of who you are. You know, so many kids have to rebel because they're being told who to be. This is why people have to rebel from corporate life. They're told who to be. So they have to rebel to go discover and find themselves. Well, the goal in raising kids, for me as a parent, is I'm wanting to give them something that they don't have to rebel from, because we're helping them become. And their becoming isn't a narcissistic exploration completely free of categories in such a fluid way that I can whatever. No, the becoming should transform you to the point that then your contribution to the whole makes us all better. Mm. That's the challenge of the workplace right now. That's the challenge it always will be. But what makes the challenge really painful is you can't anymore say, come here and learn marketing 101. Because then you'll go get a job and do marketing 201. And maybe you'll get to 301. And maybe one day you'll be the CMO and be a 401. CMOs now are being phased out at the C-suite level. They're being really put up under chief growth officer. Because again, all this is changing, and these are just early indications of what's happening. So instead, it's like, well, what do you really love about communication? Do you like storytelling? Why do you want to do that? Do you like moving rooms? So to me, this is the moment that you're getting. If I gave it a 1, 2, 3 practical, I'd get all of my team together, and I'd say, number one, I don't know where all this is going, but AI is going to change everything, and we need to be thinking about this. Full stop. Let that settle in for a minute. Number two, in this in-between transition, you need to be thinking about the kind of work that brings you a lot of value, that you feel alive in doing. Because if you're not preparing, and you're going to be caught off guard. Step 3, what can I do to help with that? Just ask the question. You don't have to come with all the answers. Ask, what can I do to help with that? Then they can start owning some of that on their own. Now, ideally you are able to take them somewhere. That's what we love doing. You need to be able as a leader to fulfill your part of the promise as the institution we're helping you become. It's on you. It's on you. You own the greater responsibility to be able to cast that vision and guide them somewhere and transform them. That's the high water mark of leadership in having a team, company, or organization. It's a high calling. But I would start at that 1, 2, 3 at least to get the conversation going.
Say those one more time.
Yeah. Number one, here's AI. It's here. We're going to try to grapple with this and learn it and apply it. And it's going to be messy and it's not going to be easy, but it's here and it's not going back in the box. I mean, eventually the open source models will be as advanced as everything. So it's here. Number two, in it being here, as things start to change and shift, you need to be thinking about the kind of work that you want to do. It doesn't have to look like it's in an office or at a computer. Who knows? What are the things that you would really start to be captured by? 3, what can I do to help that? Now, you may not be able to give them a job or a role that is 100% of that, but 10 to 20% of their role could be something that grows a skill in them that sets them up for the future. That's, to me, the responsibility.
Yeah, that's good. Because I can see the leader shifting, framing to how can I support you, not just how can you support me and the goal of the organization, but then also helping to develop and train the people to begin to have more awareness on what it is they want.
Yeah.
That's a hard question to answer. What do you want? But I think part of what you're saying is clarity on what we want is going to become more important because the things that we currently have are going to, I don't know why this phrase hits my brain, but they're going to go the way of the dodo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because email is, in my world now, email is the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
That's not for everybody, but it'll be that way for everybody.
Yeah.
And so number 1, AI is here. Number 2, what are your dreams? Number 3, what can I do to support them?
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, and then your job as the leader is to figure out how to integrate that and synthesize that and get all of that into something that people can go, yeah, I want to sign up for learning that. Because none of us know where this is going to go. If I would have tried to describe in the industrial era all people at computers every day, it would have sounded insane. And there were some people that were futurists that were like, this is what it's going to look like.
Sure, and they always sound insane.
Yeah, they sound insane because it's completely out of the box.
Yeah.
Popper's thing, the scientific guy that came out with this idea of what it means to really have a paradigm shift. You can't appreciate the genius because it's so outside the box, it sounds crazy. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it's hard to measure scientific breakthrough, or it's hard to create the conditions for the scientific breakthrough to occur because it has to come out of a completely different worldview. And that's the idea here. Work's going to look completely different. Yeah.
That's why I look at a Cybertruck and think it's a refrigerator on wheels.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh, I want that because it's a computer on wheels that you can just tell it what
FSD.
to do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you know, you know. Okay, well, thank you for letting me call
fun.
A bit of an audible listener. Thank you for that insightful question and helping us to draw that out a little bit more. And I think that'll be a great segue for where we go next.
Yeah.
So any last thoughts?
How do they get a question to you if people listening to this today wanted to get a question to you?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably the easiest way is to hit us up at connect@siteshift.com. That's email address. And you could also leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube, you could leave a comment there. We'll find it. But probably the easiest way is connect@siteshift.com.
Yeah, because I know now people can comment on Spotify. I don't think you can comment on Apple Podcasts. So we might miss Spotify comments. So yeah, YouTube comment or email.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Great.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for being with us on this bridge episode that was a bit of an audible today. But you can see where we're going, the imagine part, the discern part, and then ultimately the build what lasts. That's what's coming next as we dive into human relationships. And really the whole point of this is the human relationship. And I think AI in an interesting way. AI is going to just accelerate the need for that. And so that's where we'll go next time. So until then, we'll see you then.